I am here today to tell you about making one of my favorite things from our homestead, yogurt. Nice, thick, yummy yogurt. Before you think that you need to order all the things to make yogurt, I'm going to show you how to make it really easily with things you likely already have in your house. 1, you're going to need a half gallon of milk. 2, you need a crock pot. You need sugar, you need vanilla, you need a half cup of yogurt. You will need a big beach towel to wrap it all up. My friends, when you're done, you're going to have some good yogurt. Let's get going.
I'm starting off with the raw milk. This is actually 2 days of milk from our Jersey cow in the winter. We just aren't getting very much milk anymore. I am skimming off the cream. This is totally optional. In the past, I have left the cream on too, but I want to set this aside to make something with. Some people use mechanized cream separators, but we stick ours in the refrigerator for 1 day, and when we take it out, we skim the cream off the top with a spoon. Alright, we're going to set this in the fridge, and I'm going to pour the milk into our half-gallon containers. You'll see that I'm going to top one off, and the other is not going to be quite full. The one that I top off is the one that I'm going to use today. I am using raw unpasteurized milk from our homestead here, but this recipe also works with pasteurized milk from the grocery store. Alright, time to add our half-gallon milk into the slow cooker. I am in love with these glass bottles that we put our milk in. Alright, let's put it in the slow cooker on low for 2.5 hours.
Okay, if you've never made yogurt before, this is where things are going to get maybe a little uncomfortable for you. Next step is actually to unplug the crock pot and leave it on the counter for 3 hours.
I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and a half cup of sugar, but this is totally optional. I like to add the sugar here because the milk is warm, so it's going to dissolve faster, but the yogurt cultures aren't in yet, so you won't be disturbing it with your whisking.
It is time for the next phase in making yogurt. We will take 1/2 cup of yogurt from the store, add it to the milk in the crock pot that has been setting out on the counter for 3 hours. Then, once it's stirred in there, we are going to wrap it with a towel and then gasp, leave it on the counter even longer. It's normal to have a skin on top of your milk. A lot of times people will eat that kind of like a treat. It's sweet. I usually just leave it in. I mix it up in there. I'm going to go ahead and add my half cup of yogurt. Give a stir. You really don't want to whisk it too hard because it might destroy some of the things in the yogurt there. I just thought of an experiment for myself. What if I took 1 or 2 cups of milk out of the crock pot, whisked the yogurt into that, then added it to my crock pot? I am a kitchen scientist, posing questions. Perhaps I'll conduct some research. This is a tried and trusted recipe. This is my go-to. But talking someone else through it just makes me think a little more.
Ideally, your slow cooker has brought the milk up to a temperature of 180 degrees while on low, then cooled down to about 110 degrees while on the counter.
I'm using a Monster beach towel. You might think of blankets and towels as things that might keep you warm, and they will. They are insulating, right? So it's going to insulate this crock pot. Some people take a crock pot and they might put it in their cooler or something like that. The point of wrapping it, though, is to insulate it. We just happened to eat up all our yogurt last time we made it, so I needed to get some from the store. But you can use yogurt starter from previous batches if you want to. They also make yogurt starter, and I'll link it on Amazon for you. You can actually purchase some yogurt starter, but the process is going to be a little bit different. I've not tried using yogurt starter in a crock pot before. The recommended method is stovetop for that, using a thermometer. I'll leave this on the counter and we'll check it in the morning. Well, good morning. Here we are. Time to take care of our yogurt. It has been sitting out overnight on the counter, incubating. Take my big old beach towel out of the way. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so there you go. I'm gonna take my yogurt and take it from our crock pot and put it in these containers because I've already got them. All right, see how thick that is? That's good. Now that liquid there, this is whey. That runny liquid in there is yogurt whey, and if you want, you can strain that out. And sometimes what I do is I go ahead and run it through a cheesecloth, and I strain that off and put it in the freezer. And I can use that as the starter for the next time. But this batch doesn't have a whole lot of whey, and I'm satisfied with the thickness of the yogurt. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this right in the refrigerator. If you feel like it's not as thick as you'd like, you can go ahead and try letting it set for a little bit longer if you want to. I would not use an immersion blender or a whisker to try to whisk the whey back into it. That breaks down your yogurt and it changes how it is, it changes the properties of your yogurt, and it's irreversible. You cannot get it thicker if you whisk it and break it down. So don't disturb it, let it be as much as possible. But I'll show you that yogurt again. I've got I've got two 32-ounce containers, 4 pounds of yogurt. 2 4-pounds of yogurt with just those ingredients. I really hope you give this a try. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below, and let me know if you've tried it out, or if you have any questions, I'm here to help out. Thank you.